And good afternoon, softball fans, or good morning still. We've got a little bit of time until we get into the afternoon hours. Good ball game earlier this morning, the 9 o'clock game, and, man, we've got a good one for you today. It is the five-time state champion Calvary Lady Cavs and Kenzie Anderson and group, and we will get to the entire group here. If this is your first time to see Kenzie play, you're seeing a good one. Calvary wins last night 7-2 over Pineville. Not a tournament game, but it is just littered with D1 potential players. And Hahnville will try to counter this one. Hahnville picks up the win yesterday in their ball game here in this tournament. 5 home runs in that first game. That puts our total at 22 for the home runs for Hope around here, and that's not counting any of the the ones from the surrounding field, so we'll get a keep on that. First pitch was scheduled for 11 o'clock. The right-handed Georgia signee ready to fire away, and she does, 11-16, and that one misses outside for ball one. There's 6-3 winners over Houghton this morning. Swung on and missed, and that strike is there. Ball and a strike. Leading off is Walton. One ball, one strike delivery, up and in, and that one looked like she chased that. Working our way around, it is Lauren Civils. Lauren had 2 home runs last night. She is at third base. Baylor Bachhaus on at shortstop. She also homered. She leads the state in home runs and RBI. Carly Guile there at second base. Make our way around the outfield in just a moment, but they are pushed around, and that is strike 2 to Walton. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bryn Robinson in right, Reese Walker in center field, and Abby Sims in left field, the senior that is out there. So cock that arm, rock back, and fire. And, boy, that 70-mile-an-hour fastball is on you before you can even think about it. And, look, it's a good thing they went back to 43 feet. Could you imagine her bringing that fastball in from 40? And the bad thing is she's got that curve to go with it. She's got a change up. She can just throw. She's a true pitcher that is out there. Rocks that arm back, sits back and delivers. That one up and out, and Carver able to hang on to it. It looked like it may have crossed Carver up a little bit, like she was expecting something else, because you saw Mallory awkwardly move back there behind the dish. But a good at-bat for Walton to lead things off here. Anderson rocks back and fires. Swung on and missed, and Sabine State Bank strikeout number 1. Take a look back at it here as Anderson will rock back and fire this one and just blows that fastball by Walton. That is out number 1. Amelia Bain gets the start over at first base. Kenzie rocks back, and that one is fouled up. Carver couldn't locate it. And this is Jackson that will step in. Fouled straight back. Good hack at it from Jackson. Jackson was our Game 1 player of the game last night. Our LV5K player of the game went to Emma Jackson. She had a big night at the plate. She is down 0-2 here to Anderson. Kenzie rocks back and fires the 0-2. Took something off of that and misses out of the zone. And it's a ball and 2 strikes. Couple of games for the Lady Cavs today. We're brought to you by DHT Specialties. Our Calvary games are as well, so kind of a double dip there. That one lifted out to left field. Giving chase is Sims, and she'll come up and make the catch for out number 2. Good job of getting the head of the bat out on that one, but you did see Sims come up and make that one, and 2 up and 2 down, and that'll bring London Lambert to the plate. London leads the Hahnville Lady Tigers in hitting. I think she was hitting around 500 plus last night before the game came in. Swung on and missed right through that one, and that is strike 1. Just as good as this Calvary team is defensively, they swing the bat the same way. You got home run pop 1 through 9 out of this lineup too. So a very poised team set to make a return to Frash. That one is smoked foul and down the line, and Lambert unable to get around on it, but certainly got the bat into the zone there, and that's a good-looking hack, making a little bit of an adjustment and get the bat head out. London Lambert, saw her pitch last night. Anderson cocks that arm up, rocks back, and fires straight back, and another good swing put on by Lambert. Talked to Carver after the North DeSoto game the other night and about her catching. She says she's caught Kinsey since the 7th grade. To see the growth and maturity of both of those young ladies. Swung on and missed, and another Sabine State Bank strikeout. That is strikeout number 2, and we'll let that one take us to the break. That'll do it for Hahnville in the top half of the first. Due up for Calvary in the bottom half of the first should be Guile, Robinson, and Bachhaus when we come back. And we are back to the bottom of the first here for game number 2 of the day. Claire Gasson will step in. We saw her come in relief and pitch a little bit last night. I'll get the defense. Villasenor over at third base where she was at last night. London Lambert over at first, starting to populate the rest of them. Gasson, of course, there in the circle. And Carly Guile will lead off. Carly plays second base and is heading to Central Florida when her time is up, but just a junior, so she hasn't signed there yet. She's been committed there since her sophomore season. First pitch misses outside, and ball 1 to Guile. Gasson fires this one in there, and it is off the plate. 2 balls and no strikes. No strikes to Carly. Bottom of the first we play here. They flip for home and away, except for the Quitman games. Quitman will be home each time because, well, it's their tournament, so that's how it goes. That one in there for strike 1 from Gasson, and Carly now set to go, and she will work the count. We've seen that, prototypical. We'll see that again in the 1 o'clock game with Avery Hauser. She's that way from St. Francis. That one lifted high. That one lifted back. And that is gone. Carly Guile has done it again. Leadoff home run for the junior from Calvary. And ring the cash register. That's another $10 donation. 2 home runs for Hopes. And let's take a look at it again as Guile just gets a hold of the first swing of the day for her. She had taken the first 3 pitches, and that is a 1-0 lead now for Calvary in the bottom of the first. Bryn Robinson will step in now. Bryn, the freshman right fielder for Calvary, thinks about squaring around a bunt and takes that in there for strike 1. Ball and a strike here to Robinson. Wind has now subdued out in center field, and I don't think that had anything to do with that ball from Carly getting out of here. That one off the plate, and 2 balls and a strike. Second straight 2-ball, 1-strike count. That one poked over to third base, gloved there, not going to get Bryn. And, boy, what a good play at it by Villasenor, who played so solidly last night over at the hot corner. We saw that, and that's going to get Robinson on in ahead of the state's home run and RBI leader, sophomore Baylor Bachhaus. Bachhaus had a home run last night, and, boy, she is just she hits the softball like it did something wrong to her. She just destroys it, takes that one down low, ball 1. Bachhaus and then Lauren Civils accounted for 3 home runs last night. They're looking to add to that total. Wind picks up a little bit, blowing left to right now. That one spun around and off for ball 2. Don't forget, we will have our LV5K players of the game announced after each game. That one smoked but past the third baseman there into the outfield, and that is going to be the 3rd straight hit for this Calvary team. And Lauren Civils, one of those young ladies that's playing in our Pelican State All-Star Softball Rising Stars game, the junior 3rd baseman, will step in, homered twice in that win over Pineville last night. So Robinson there at second base, Bachhaus at first, and that one misses outside, ball 1. Gasson will rock back and fire this one, and it is fouled straight back, a ball and a strike. See Coach Tiffany Wood there at third base. Her dad, Greg Frazier, coaches first base. A lot of the Calvary family is in here, and we appreciate our title sponsor, DHT Specialties, for being a part of everything that we've done. They are our title sponsor and both Calvary game sponsors. But you see them rotating around. Rachel Shively, the clerk of court here. Pardue Builder Supply. That one in there for the strike. And our hotel arrangements brought to you by Paradise Funeral Homes. No, we didn't stay there. They actually got a hotel. But big supporters of this area in Jackson Parish. That'll fill things up at 3 balls and 2 strikes to Civils. 3 balls, 2 strikes. That one lifted back, and they'll replay the payoff pitch. That one misses down low and is going to put Civils on at first. And the trouble continues as Mallory Carver stands in. The last time we saw Mallory was a week ago, and Mallory had the 2 home runs against North DeSoto in that game. Hard-hitting catcher. Saw her commitment to McNeese, so she is heading to be a McNeese softball player when her time is up here. Again, just a junior, though, so the commitment out of the way. She'll head down to McNeese, and she was really excited about that. Gasson's pitch comes in, and it's fouled straight back. A ball and a strike to Carver. And you've got to avoid a big first inning. They come and try to knock you out in the first and put you away. They've got the bases loaded here. After the leadoff home run by Carly Guile, nobody has been retired. Changeup on the outer half, and it's 2 balls and a strike. You try to stay away from these hitters and try to stay away, but eventually you've got to come to them as the bases. You can't just continue to walk runners in. That one does come inside, but it's lifted high. Carver got under that one, and drifting back at shortstop is Baudouin, and she's got it for out number 1. And that's what you wanted to do. You outside, and come back inside on Carver, and she just got inside of it. First pitch in there for strike 1, and this is Ellie Duran. Duran, the 8th grader that is in. Duran came in and really started playing when J.C. Sledge went out. Sledge, actually you see, well, you don't see her. She is behind home plate. But in street clothes, she's got that right hand wrist injury. They hope to have her back in a couple of weeks. That one misses outside. Ball 2, 2-1. We're in a lengthy bottom of the first here. That one misses out and off the plate. Ball 3. And Gasson in danger of walking Robinson in from third. Ellie Duran, though, 3-1 pitch. This is a hitter's pitch. You want that because you think the pitcher's got to come into the wheelhouse. Misses there, and that is ball 4, and run number 2 will come across in this game for the Lady Cavs. 2-0, bottom of the first. That will move Bachhaus to third, Civils to second, send Duran, D-U-R-A-N, Duran down to first, and Amelia Bain will step in. LB, they call her, and she takes ball 1. Gasson trying to find something that will work here, and takes a little extra time, so LB will step out of the box. And you just, as a hitter, you've got to break the rhythm of that pitcher no matter what. That one is bounced over to third, going to bang around and covered up by Villasenor, and she will step on the bag at third, but it does provide an RBI for Bain. She reaches on a fielder's choice, and that is run number 3 to come across for the Lady Cavs. Did they not get the out at third? Was it foul? Well, then that, boy, and I don't know how to go out and take a run off. I don't know how to take a run off the board. I hope I don't have to restart the game. Oh, well, we'll figure it out. So did not get the run there. We'll give just 2 here. And that is a foul ball. We just need the run to score here, and that'll make it easier on me. Somehow there's somebody screaming about the run, the scoreboard not being correct, but it doesn't matter. The umpire keeps that, so what do you do? So Bain's still there. Thought they had called that fair. Pokes this one over to third base. And what do you know? They come get the run at home, so that still does not count. That's about my luck. 2-0 is your score here, bottom of the first. We'll just go the old-fashioned way. Up, up, up. Now all is right in the world. You can get away with doing that as we're running the scoreboard up here. You can get away with doing that when it's the first inning and there's not many runs in it. It's a little easier. Abby Sims steps in. She is a senior left fielder for this Calvary Lady Cavs team. Bases loaded. Bachhaus was forced at home. Now Civils will try to come in. She's sliding in right in front of us, and what do you know? That's the third run. I'd have just left it alone a minute, but I couldn't. 3-0 now as that pass ball does allow the runners to move up 60 feet. So Civil scores. Duran will go to third. Bain to first now. And Sims, the 8th batter to hit in this first inning. Reese Walker there on deck. That one lifted high. That one lifted back, drifting to the wall, and going to be caught at what would be the warning track, but just shy of that fence out in left field. Gave it a ride, but that will retire the side. Long, lengthy inning. The Lady Cavs pick up 3 runs here on 3 hits. They leave 2 people on after one complete. 3-0. Calvary leads this one. Hahnville due up in the top of the second when we return. We are back to inning number 2 of the 2026 Quitman Tournament, brought to you the broadcast side of it by DHT Specialties. They are sponsors of our Calvary games as well. We appreciate the folks at DHT Specialties. More bang for your buck. Kenzie Anderson back for her second inning of work. Blows that one right in there. And that is strike 1. Anderson picking right up where she left off. Strike number 2. And look, you're talking about a pitcher that has allowed 6 runs all season. 2 more last night, so 8 runs for the year. Had a .42 ERA coming into last night. It may have jumped up a little bit. And Jalea Slaughter, we'll have to see what she did. The ERA leader may have changed over the weekend. We'll have that updated for you Sunday evening. That one lifted high. Guile giving chase, coming out, and Walker unable to get to it, hustling around into second base, and that is going to be a double. Trying to get a name on that young lady as it was not in there. Shelby Terrio. Terrio with that double. And so good piece of leadoff hitting. After being down a couple of strikes. That's an 0-2 pitch she fought off over the head of Guile and just in front of Reese Walker, who was diving, made a good look at it. Swung on there and missed. Game number 2 of 6. Wind has picked back up and is blowing out to center field. Carly Guile, the home run on the field this morning. Squaring around a bunt and nothing doing. Look, Walker will come running in from center field to cover second base, making sure that Terrio doesn't drift too far off of it. And Jordan Chaix, Shea, up there to hit. Ball and a strike. Squaring that bunt around, nearly caught by Carver, and I think it got on her too quick. This Hahnville team is looking, they're saying, look, we don't care how many runs, how many strikeouts, how many innings. We're going to battle and we're going to fight and we're going to scrap in this game. And that's the one thing that I have seen out of this Hahnville team. We saw it last night from them in their win, and then won a game this morning. Anderson looks down at the wristband, rocks back and fires this one. Off speed, now strike him out, throw him out. Oh, they're calling safe, slid under the tag. Good throw by Carver. And just got her up the line, but that does move the runner up. Good piece of running by Terrio to get herself down to third. And they're trying to scratch one across here in the second inning. You gotta scrap and dink and dunk and take what you can get out of here and manufacture a run or two. Swung on and missed there from Villaseñor. Nothing in one now. Runner at third. Swung on there and missed. So it was a double by Terrio. Steal of third. And she's trying to single-handedly get this done. 2 strikes to Villaseñor. Swung on and missed, and down on strikes she goes. Take a look back at this Sabine State Bank strikeout. And that is out number 2. Shortstop Baudouin steps in. Baudouin. This is Hahnville and Calvary doing battle in this one. Swung through that one. St. Fred's folks starting to make their way in. See one of the coaches and players there, Scott DeMarcus and Sophie, walking in. We'll see Avery Hauser and Addie Clampett and that crew make their way in. Head coach Donnie Wallace in his first year. Swung through that one and down to her final strike opportunity is Baudouin. Nothing in 2 from Kinsey. She may try to waste one out off the plate. Up and away. Tried to get her to chase one there and nothing doing. Very quiet in this ballpark today. Curveball is there and down on strikes she goes, and that will do it, and we'll let that take us to the break. We're back here, bottom of the second inning. Calvary leads Hahnville 3-0. Reese Walker batting out of the 9 spot where she's been the last couple of seasons that we've seen. Boy, she does a great job there. She's got power from the bottom of the lineup. She plays center field. That one in there for strike one from Gasson. Gasson able to close things out last inning on an inning that could have been dangerous. It started with that Carly Guile home run and then had a couple of other runs, but bases were loaded. That one is strike two, and so quickly ahead in the count is that Treg? They've switched pictures there. That is Treg that is in there pitching now. Misses off the plate for ball one. Old chair starting to get on you here after Game 4 that we're in, over the last 5 that we're in for the last couple of days. That one bounces up and back to the backstop for ball two. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, Doug Gann alongside of Nick Morrow. Zoe bailed out on us today. She had other things to do, she said. How dare she? 2 balls, 2 strikes from Trey again to Walker. Walker checks that one over to third base. It's going to go foul, and we'll replay the 2-ball, 2-strike offering. Thanks to our friends at DHT Services for being our title sponsor and our Calvary sponsor. That one bounces away and gets back to the fence. It'll be 3 balls and 2 strikes. Look, this Jackson Parish community is it's a great place, and don't spend a lot of time up here. What a tremendous community it is. That one poked over to shortstop, gathered in there across the diamond, and not in time. Baudouin had a big play over there, thought she had it, but I mean, Reese Walker just flies down the line. How fast is Reese Walker, you ask? They say she can turn the light switch off and be in bed before it's dark. That's how quick she is. Carly Guile will stand back in there. She homered to lead things off. Back in that first inning. And look, Reese, before the ball is even, so no throw as Walker steals second base. Don't be surprised if she finds her way at third base pretty quick as well. Carly Guile steps back. Takes that one in for ball 2. Guile had a 2-1 count that she put over the right field wall. Very patient. And she had said she was swinging at too many first pitches. That one off the plate as well. 3 balls and no strikes. The problem with pitching around Guile is you just have so many batters in this lineup. 3 balls, no strikes. That one is taken in there for strike 1. That one comes inside and it hits Carly, so it's a dead. Well, they're saying it was a ball. I thought it hit Carly, but it didn't. Let's take another look at it here. Not calling it a dead ball, so back to work we go. But it is a runner at first and third now for Bryn Robinson. Robinson, the freshman right fielder. And off and going, and they will throw. Boy, that's just confidence in your batters. Because normally you see that throw through to second base. Walker would have taken off and ran as Guile swipes second base. But nothing doing there. That one is slapped off to the left side and rolls foul. Over there to pick it up is Villasenor, and she'll get it. No balls and 2 strikes to Robinson. The dangerous Baylor Bachhaus waits on deck. That one is fouled back. Will bounce and roll back up. So it fouled off of Robinson in the box and bounces into fair territory, but it's a foul ball as it hit her in the box. Team starting to settle in for a long day here at the ballpark. Robinson 1 for 1 on the day. And they're going over, not sure what they're talking about, wanting to say maybe that wasn't. Just getting clarification on it out in the field. And good look in at it there. And you just like the fact that folks will come out and talk about it, but saying, look, the play didn't go off, so there's not really anything you can do about it. So Robinson there at 2-strike count, fouled that one. Traig, that one popped up, and boy, that rotation just hits and spins, and that ball went from the cut of the grass, foul. And they're throwing somebody out of here. And they're going to call time and go over, and somebody's going to be removed for the ballpark. And they're just getting him to go sit back down. That's one of the great wonders of this. What gives you the opportunity to insert yourself into the game as a fan, and I just don't like that at all. There is such a aggravation Make no mistake about it. Folks around, and look, this is even so much as, well, we can't see it there, but look, interaction off-field and on-field should never happen. And I don't care what you've got a ticket, what you paid for, what opportunity you think you have. You don't have it. It's a game for the kids. Let it be that way. That one lifted high is going to stay in center field, coming up and grabbing that one. There'll be a play at the plate, not in time, as Reese Walker able to score on that fly ball that is out there. And Bachhaus came around the back to help facilitate what was going on Walker coming in. And that is run number 4 of the day on the sac fly. But again, I don't care what the situation is. You don't, as a fan, get involved, and coaches on the field don't need to interact with fans outside the gate either. And Baylor Bachhaus will step in. 1 ball, no strike count to Bachhaus. Baylor takes that one low as well. And the worst thing about paying $10 or $15 to come into a game is having to leave and not get to watch the game. 2 balls, no strikes from Traig. That one is in there, drifts across for a strike. Members of the Sheriff Department have kind of eased over to watch from that side now. That was a ground ball. Handled over there at short across the diamond. Boy, that was great on both sides of it. Beaudoin at short, but Lambert with the stretch over at first. You do get the runner in from third, so give an RBI to Bachhaus. That'll clear the bases, but add another run to it, and that is the fifth run across for Calvary. And Lauren Civils will stand in. Lauren lifts this one to right field. It's going to drop into the glove of Emma Jackson, who doesn't have to move, and that will do it. An exciting first or second inning there, bottom of the second. And, oh, yeah, it was exciting on the field, too. After two complete, Calvary leads this one 5-0. We'll be back top of the third right after this. Back we go, top of the third inning. A lengthy second inning there, too. But that is 5-0 Calvary lead. Anderson pitching well on the day, has given up the one base hit, has 5 strikeouts out of 6 outs. And back to work she will go. That one in there for a strike, and things have settled down a little bit off the field. We have reached the noon hour on Saturday. Ball and a strike. That one fouled off, and a ball and 2 strikes. This is Addison Walton that steps in. Good-looking pitch on the outer half is going to be strike 3, and that is the 6th Sabine State Bank strikeout. Let's take a look at it again. There it is, down on strike she goes. And that will get back to the top of the order, and Adriana Walton. Swung through that one, did Walton. And strike 1. Carly Guile, the leadoff home run, only home run of the day. Wind still starting to pick up again. And Anderson finding her rhythm here in this second inning. Third inning of work, correction. Couple of games today. They'll play Chappelle at 3 o'clock. We've got Quitman and St. Fred coming up at 1 this afternoon. Down on strike she goes, and that is Sabine State Bank strikeout number 7 on the day. We'll take a look at it there, and you see down on strikes. And Kenzie's rolling. That's her 38th pitch is all that it is through 3 innings. And she has struck out 7 of the 8 she has retired. That one fouled back. Good hack at it. By Emma Jackson. Kenzie will rock back, checks that arm, and away she goes. That one rolls up and bounces. Let that one go a little bit early. Boy, the cloud cover has burned off, and it has turned into a nice day. If it wasn't as windy as it was, but I think that you would prefer a little bit of a breeze as it nears 60 degrees today than you would just a steel hot 80-degree day. That one outer half paints the corner for a ball and 2 strikes. And Anderson now way ahead, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Looks at that armband, cocks back and rocks, and here she goes. Check swing there, down on strikes, and that will retire the side. 3 up, 3 down. We'll take the 8th Sabine State Bank strikeout and get us to the break when we come back. Back we go to the bottom of the 3rd. Trey will stay in there in the circle. Emerson Traig on facing this Calvary lineup. Mallory Carver, Ellie Duran, and Amelia Bain. LB coming up. Carver, Duran, and Bain due up here. Mallory in her first at bat out, so 0 for 1 on the day. Duran with a walk and an RBI, and Bain also 0 for 1. That one down low, ball 1. Good-looking pitch there from Traig. See the Weston Wolves players making their way around. That one swung and fouled from Carver, and she is down 1 ball and 2 strikes. Traig mixing some pitches up there, was able to get out of a jam there last inning, only giving up the 2 runs. So this off speed keeping them confused a little bit. Off speed there, misses out of the zone, 2 balls and 2 strikes. We told you the sun that was cloud covered, the sky that was cloud covered when we got in here, has just morphed into a brilliant blue sky. 60 degrees here, a little bit of wind. Decent amount of wind is keeping things where folks are in hoodies and blankets. Up here, out of the elements, it's not so bad. Ball 4, and that is going to get Carver down to first base, and expect we may see a courtesy runner come in for Mallory. Not sure. And Ellie Duran will step in, and in fact, we do get a runner across. So they're going to insert the runner in, but you got to believe that she will certainly re-enter. That is H.K. Renato that is on to run at first base. And Traeg will face Ellie Duran here, squaring around the bunt, and Renato is going to make it down on that pass ball. She checked up a little bit there in between slide and slow down, and looked like she might have gotten shaken up just a little bit, but she's not. 1 ball and no strikes to Duran. Duran, the 8th grader, came on when Sledge was injured. That one bounces around, and it's going to get Renato over to third base as well. So 2 straight pitches out of the zone that bounce away from the catcher. And that's went from a walk now to a runner at third with nobody out for Ellie Duran. Duran has really hit the ball well this year. Up and out of the zone, 3 balls and no strikes. So after a leadoff walk to Carver, she's gone 3-0 to Duran now. That one misses, and expect Duran to head on down to second base pretty early in this count. Amelia Bain, LB, will stand in. Trouble brewing here in this inning now as Traeg has had difficulty finding the zone. That one is bunted right back to her. Squeeze attempt, sliding in safely. Ball gets kicked away. The ball got there the same time that Renato does, and it kicks it away back and to the backstop. On down, or Bain able to make it all the way down to second base. So you've got Duran there at third and Bain at second base. And add a run to the board there. And it's 6-0. And now you're starting to get into territories where things can get dicey on you. Abby Sims, the senior, takes strike 1, and you saw the frustration in her there as she turned back from it. That one bounces there. Don't forget, this is the 2026 Quitman Tournament, brought to you broadcast-wise by DHT Services, LLC. Our Calvary games as well, sponsored by DHT Specialties. Thank you, DHT Specialties, for all you do. That one up and bounces around and out of the zone, and 2 balls and 1 strike. Rachel Shively, Clerk of Court, Jackson Parish, Paradise Funeral Homes. Explore Alexandria Pineville, all a part of what we're doing. Wallace Eye Associates and our scoreboard. That one, Calvary leads this one. Calvary leads this one. Had a little glitch in the internet there, but I think we're back up and going now. Appreciate you folks for sticking with us. That one, bunt is out in front of the plate. Bang, bang, playing a double play there and out at home as well. Boy, that was just trying to get some aggressive base running going. That is good work by Hahnville that will get it out. The bunt down and thrown out at first, and then coming in home, the out was made there as well. And that will do it for the 3rd inning. We move to the top of the 4th. It is 7-0. Calvary leads this one. Back to work we go here in the top of the fourth inning. I think we've got everybody caught back up. Again, if you have trouble on the YouTube side of it, make sure you jump over to, or on the Facebook side of it, make sure you jump over to YouTube. Let's get all of these straight. That one off the plate there. We are in the top of the fourth, 7-0, and 2 balls, no strikes to Jackson. Jackson 0 for 1 on the day. That was 3 straight out of the zone. By Anderson. McKenzie will rock back the 3-0 delivery. That curveball in there for strike one. Good looking pitch. Prototypical power pitcher, has 4 different pitches really that she utilizes. That one ground out to Carly. Carly's going to backhand it across the diamond. She goes, and a good stab there at it from Bain. And let's take a look at it again. You see that ground ball off to the left. Carly had to go to her left, fires around a good stretch at first base. And that is one gone here in the top of the fourth. Cox back and gets ready to throw this one, and boy, buries that one in there. Movement inside into the left-handed batter, Lambert, that is there. A lot of folks made the trip up from Hahnville. A lot of purple in the bleachers, equal amount of green from Calvary. Misses with that one. Looked like the same pitch, just missed it a little bit. A ball and a strike to Lambert. Game 3 of the day, scheduled for 1 o'clock, is Quitman and St. Fred. The Lady Warriors of St. Fred's. That one lifted high, but Baylor has it at shortstop. She'll gather it in and have that. And look at the defense come in there waiting for the ricochet. Good work by Guile and Civils to be there just in case. Fundamentally sound. A lot of softball we have seen. Well, this is a far cry from that 18-11 game from a game ago. That one in there for strike one to Terrio. We will name our LV5K player of the game following this one. Swung on and missed. And that is 8 strikeouts on the day for Kinsey. Of course, she struck out the side. Her last does not have one this inning. Only the one hit has been allowed. Kinsey will rock back and fire this one. It's lifted out to center field. Reese Walker camping under it, and that is how the inning will end. We'll let Reese take us to the break, and we'll be back for the bottom of the fourth. Back to work here in the bottom of the fourth we go. Doug Gann alongside of Nick Morrow. Carly Guile takes that one up and in. She's 1 for 1 with a walk and an RBI. Solo home run to lead things off. Takes that one, ball 1. Good-looking pitch from Traig. Traig up to her 43rd pitch. Traig will rock back and deliver the 1-1, and that is kind of dinked over to second base. Good job there out at second by Shea that got that one, and we'll take a look at it one more time. Ground out to second base, C-H-A-I-X. I keep spelling it because I absolutely have no idea how to pronounce it, but that is 1 up and 1 down. And that will get Bryn Robinson to the plate. Robinson 1 for 1 as well. She scored a run. Takes that one away for ball 1. Bachhaus and Civils due up next. That one is just kind of slapped, and you're not going to catch Robinson. She is speedy. The top three there, when you go back to Reese Walker in the 9 spot, Carly Guile and Bryn Robinson, the amount of speed that you have is crazy. And all you got to do is put that ball on the ground, and you're going to get there. Baylor Bachhaus now will stand in. Traig set to pitch to Bachhaus. Misses that one away. Calvary, of course, trying to get to that magic number here in the 4th. I think you'd give yourself an opportunity to go out in the 5th and shut it down. But Traig is throwing the ball very well. I'm very impressed with the way that young lady throws it. She has come on and really not allowed much to Calvary. Bachhaus skies that one over to right field. That's going to be dropped, and now you're going to have a play at second. No, that ball is thrown away. And just a lot going on there. We'll look at it again. High fly ball out to right field against this big, tall blue sky that Jackson unable to hang on to. And then they come in, they throw it away. They had Robinson at second base, but unable to get her. And Lauren Civils will step in, the junior third baseman. Uncommitted 2027. Lauren pops this one right field and going to go foul and out of play down into those trees that we thought we might broadcast from yesterday, but it had been hot yesterday and windy and cold today, so I think we're fine where we're at. Thanks to our friends at DHT Specialties, Pardue Building Supplies. Check out PardueBuilders.com. Rachel Shively, Jackson Parish Clerk of Court, and Paradise Funeral Home. 0-2 to Civils. Grounds that one over towards the third base bag, and that one's going to be tough having to throw across. Pulls Lambert off the bag, but Civils was going to be safe anyway, and that is an infield single for Lauren. You'll see a ground this, and it's just you have to make the perfect throw, the perfect catch. Villasenor does a good job of it, but as you see on the replay, it wasn't going to be in time anyway. Back to live action we go, and the bases are loaded here for Mallory Carver, and Mallory can rake. Don't think she can't. Watches that one go for ball 1. Wind is blowing dead out to center field once again. You see that's our wind gauge is that flag out atop the center field fence. That one misses, and look at just flying in at home there is Robinson. And that is the 8th run of the game. Runners will move up to second and third. And 2 balls, no strikes. That one Lifted over. Villasenor has it. She'll fire over and down the line it goes, and that's going to score a couple of more Calvary runs. 9th run coming across, 10th run coming across, and sliding in is Mallory into 3rd. And boy, just a lot of miscues out of this Hahnville team right now. And they're going to get a runner in for Mallory, who is the catcher. Not the way you thought the 3 runs would come around, but that was a good play over there by Villasenor, but unable to get the out there at first. Carver all the way around to 3rd, hustling in, and they'll walk in and talk to Trigg a little bit and get her just to calm down. Interesting scenario here as they did get to the 10-run lead. If Kinsey and Calvary can hold things off in the 5th, that would do it. But Hahnville doing what they can to scratch one along and keep this thing going. Anything can happen in softball. Don't forget, we will name our LV5K player of the game following this one. Bryn Robinson, an early candidate. That one bounces away and play near the plate, and it's going to just fly away, and that one will be the 11th run. So they came in at 7 in this, and I keep looking up to the scoreboard to make sure I'm right, but then I remember I'm the one running the scoreboard, so therein lies the problem. Good-looking pitch from Trigg there is a strike to Ellie Duran. Carver, 2 RBI on the day, but is 0 for 2. Ellie Duran has an RBI, and she's 0 for 0, and a run scored. So a couple of walks. 5 walks issued by Hahnville pitching today. Guile 1 for 2. She's got the home run. That ground ball over to second base is gathered in, and Duran is retired for just the second out. Lambert gave it a roll back in, but forgot that there was only 1 out. And that will bring Amelia Bain. LB will stand in. Twists that one foul over near the Calvary dugout for strike 1. We will have a new feed coming up for St. Fred's and Quitman. That one poked off and foul. Appreciate our friends at DHT Specialties. P6 Services sponsoring that St. Fred's game coming up. That is scheduled for a 1 p.m. start. Depending on how things go, whether we make that or not. But you've got some good ones to watch. That's going to be some folks that know each other, have played each other, and battle each other. Ball and 2 strikes to LB. Trigg rocks back, delivers this one, and that one is poked foul. It'll remain a ball and 2 strikes. If you have not followed us on Facebook, make sure that you do that. Hit that follow button that's up there, and you'll be able to keep up when we go live, and we do that a bunch. Also, if you prefer watching it on YouTube or your Roku channel, you can do that. Kind of slapped up the middle. Good glove by Baudouin across the diamond and not in time. You can see that one slapped up the middle. Baudouin has it across the diamond. She goes, but just a half a step. And that's going to get LB on base. Her second base hit of the day. And Abby Sims, the senior left fielder, steps in. She pokes this one towards right down the line. And a foul ball. Long strike 1 is going to send LB back to first base. All the way around she goes. Sims, the hitting out of the 8 hole. The 9 spot, Reese Walker, would be next. Traig has had a pretty good game here. That one, shortstop Odwan's got it, and that will retire the side. But 4 runs come across for Calvary in the bottom half of the 4th. We move to the top of the 5th. Hahnville's got some work to do to keep this thing going as we move to the top of the 5th. We'll do all of that when we come back. Back here for the top of the 5th. Again, we told you Hahnville's got a little bit of work to do here to keep this thing going. Kenzie Anderson, 52 pitches now, 39 for strikes. She's faced just 13 batters through 4 innings and has struck 8 of them out. The one lone hit in this game came back in the 2nd inning. I think there are some defensive substitutions, and we'll take a look at that. I don't see them. Actually, that is a new pitcher for Calvary. That is Gamble that has come in to finish this one off. Grayson Gamble, number 7, will come back in to pitch. Defense around the way, the rest of it is the same. Boy, she looks a lot like Kenzie out there. If you're going to pattern your game after somebody, Kenzie Anderson's not a bad one to do it after. Shea is there, Chaix. St. Fred's players in their light blue and pinstripe uniforms making their way over towards that first base dugout. Swung on there and missed. That evens things up at a ball and a strike. I'll give you about 15 minutes or so in between the games. That one bounces around and back to the backstop. 2 balls and a strike. That one, good shot at it there, just outside of third base. Past Lauren, but foul, and that evens things up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sybil's had a good jump at it, but it goes past the bag, foul. Going to be difficult to get one past her. She is only about a foot off the line. 2-2 offering is lifted down the line and into the playground. Bounces off of the slide and goes down the hill. The Repeat the 2-ball, 2-strike offering here. That gamble pitch is off to Buckhouse, and she's got it there. You'll see it go off the bat, ranging back from shortstop to gather that in, and it's 1 up and 1 down. Villasenor, the third baseman for this Hahnville Lady Tigers team. One misses off the plate. Quitman, St. Fred's, coming up at the top of the hour. They'll have to hit a new feed on it, as each game is its own separate game. Changeup misses up high, and that's 2 balls and no strikes. Don't forget that QR code that is down in the bottom corner. You can donate to St. Jude's. We are donating $10 for every home run hit this weekend on all 4 fields. That one up and out of the zone. Well over $200 in for home runs this weekend. Couldn't do it without all of you guys and your support and these players and coaches and fans that are out. We invite you to join us. That is ball 4, and that will send Villasenor down to first base with a walk. So you can scan that QR code. You say, well, look, I don't want to keep track of the home runs or any of that stuff. I just want to donate $1, $5. Anything helps. Let's do it. Let's do this weekend. And now all that money goes to St. Jude's. It goes right to the race fund of Ronnie Schwartz, and that's who teamed with Maggie and the folks at Quitman to get that money to St. Jude's right away. Campbell throws that one. Civil's going to come up and field it foul. She was poised and ready to throw from third, but it bounces around and gets out of there. Getting ready to reach the halfway point of our coverage today, as game number 3 is a little bit away. Ground ball off the glove. Buckhouse for the backhand, but nothing doing. And Buckhouse was poised to go get it, and she's going to go walk it up to talk to Gamble and say, hey, look, let that go. I got that next time. Runners at first and second now. That was Baudouin with the infield single. Eleven to nothing. We play top of the 5th. Gamble in there to pitch. That ground ball is over to Civil. She'll step on it. Across the diamond she goes. In time for the double play, and that will retire the side. Good looking play, and let's watch it again. You'll see the off to Civils there at third. Touches the bag, fires across the diamond in time by about 2 steps, and that will do it. Final score here, Calvary 11, Hahnville 0. Congratulations to our player of the game in this one. And we're going to go Bryn Robinson with this. Let's